My beloved child, stop for a moment. Do not scroll. Do not look away. I am asking you for 1 minute of your time, and I promise you with the whole weight of my love that you will not regret giving it to me. Something inside you just stirred. That stirring is not random. That stirring is me. I have been trying to reach you for days, maybe for weeks. The noise of the world has been louder than my whisper for too long now. So today, I am stepping into your atmosphere a little firmer. Today, I am breaking through the static, because what I need to tell you cannot wait another single hour. Listen close. My child, I have to be honest with you. I have to break some hard news today, and I am sorry. I am sorry because I know how long you have been praying, and I know how many nights you stayed awake bargaining with me, asking me to do it your way. I am sorry because the answer is not the shape you imagined. Today, I am stepping into your day, not to scold you, not to shame you, but to gently tell you the truth I have been holding back from you for a long time. There is something I must take from your hand. There is a door I must close behind you. There is a name I must remove from your future. And I know that hearing this will hurt for a moment, but stay with me. Do not run from my voice. By the end of this message, you will understand why this hard news is actually the deepest mercy I have ever shown you. Trust me one more time. Breathe, my child. Sit down if you can. Let your shoulders fall. Let your hands rest. I am not here to break you. I am here to break what has been breaking you, and I will hold you through every single second of what comes next. Stay with me. I know how often you have rushed past moments like this. I know how often a soft voice tried to reach you and you dismissed it. You called it imagination. You called it wishful thinking. You called it too good to be true. But this time, do not move. Do not pick up your phone notifications. Do not check what someone said about you online. Do not return to the worry that has been chewing your stomach for weeks. Right now, in this exact second, the most important conversation of your week is happening between my spirit and yours. So, before I tell you the hard news, let me first show you that I have seen everything. Let me show you that I am not a distant God reading from a script. I am the one who sat next to you in your car when you cried with the engine off. I have always been close. I am the one who heard the prayer you whispered into your pillow at 3 a.m. last Tuesday. I am the one who watched you hold the phone in your hand for 40 minutes, deciding whether to call them or not. And finally, you put it down without dialing. I saw that too. I see it all, my child, every detail. So before I bring you the hard truth, let me first prove that I know you better than you know yourself. I want you to feel seen before I ask you to surrender anything. That is how love works. I have seen you tired, not the kind of tired a good night of sleep can fix. I have seen the kind of tired that lives in your bones, the tired that wakes up before you do, the tired that brushes your teeth in the morning while a quiet voice whispers, "Not again, not another day of this." I have seen you standing in front of the mirror, putting on a face for the world, practicing your smile before you walked out the door. I have seen you scrolling endlessly at night, not because you wanted entertainment, but because you were trying to silence the thoughts that began screaming the moment your head touched the pillow. My beloved, I have seen all of it. And none of it has been invisible to me. Not a single tear, not a single whispered worry, not a single sigh you tried to hide. I have been there for everyone. I was there the night you finally put down the dishes and just stared at the kitchen wall. I was there in the parking lot when you sat in the car 5 extra minutes before going inside. I was there when you laughed too loudly at a joke because you did not want anyone to see how thin your strength had become. I was there in the bathroom when you splashed cold water on your face and made yourself look in the mirror and just kept breathing. I was there when you put on the clean shirt and went back out and pretended the morning had not already broken you. I was always there. You have been carrying a weight that was never meant for your shoulders alone. You have been carrying the weight of people who do not even know how much you carry for them. You have been the strong one in rooms where everyone leaned on you, but no one bothered to ask if you were leaning on anyone yourself. You became the listener, the fixer, the steady one. You became the friend everyone called when they were falling apart, but when you began to crack, no phone in the world rang for you. You sat with your pain alone. You bandaged your own wounds. You whispered your own comfort into the empty air. And I watched it all. I watched every silent collapse. I watched every brave morning when you put yourself back together with nothing but your own trembling hands and a stubborn faith that refused to die. You did not know I was watching, but I was. I know what you have been asking me for. I will not pretend I do not. You have been asking me for an answer. You have been asking me for a sign. You have been asking me for a breakthrough you can see and touch and hold in your hands. Something so real that you could finally say, yes, he heard me. You have asked me for the door to open. You have asked me for the relationship to be restored. You have asked me for the financial pressure to lift. You have asked me to bring back what you lost. You have asked me to give you back the version of your life that felt simpler, easier, lighter. And in the silence that followed, you started to wonder if I had stopped listening. You started to wonder if you were being punished. You started to ask yourself the most painful question a soul can ask. Have I done something so wrong that he has turned his face away from me? My child, look at me. Lift your eyes. I have never turned my face from you. Not once. Not for a single moment in your entire life. Not when you were angry at me. Not when you doubted me. Not when you walked away from me. Not even then. The silence you have been hearing was not me being absent. The silence you have been hearing was me building something so large in the unseen realm that it could not be revealed too early. The delay you have been hating was not a refusal. The delay was a precise, surgical, holy timing. It is a timing you will one day kneel down and thank me for. But before you can receive what is coming, I must first tell you what is leaving, and that is the hard part. That is the part I am sorry for. That is the part that requires your trust. What is leaving has your fingerprints all over it. What is leaving has your hope tangled up in it. What is leaving was a place you had begun to call home, even though it was never meant to be your home. You built a tent there. I am asking you to fold it. I see you, my child. I want you to hear how clearly I see you. I see how you have been smiling at people while a small earthquake rumbles underneath your ribs. I see how you have been answering the question, how are you, with the word fine, while the real word, the truth, sits trapped behind your teeth. I see how you have been showing up to your job, your responsibilities, your duties, with your soul running on fumes. I see how you have been refusing to let anyone catch a glimpse of the empty fuel tank inside you. I see how you have been laughing at jokes you did not find funny. You have been sitting at tables where no one truly noticed you. You have been attending events where you felt more alone than when you sat by yourself at home. My child, you have been a quiet ghost in your own life, haunting a body that the world keeps demanding more from. And I see you. I have always seen you. I know what you have been doing to cope. I see it, and I am not angry. I am tender about it. I see how you have been numbing the ache with everything you can find, the endless scrolling, the food you reach for not because you are hungry, but because you are starving in a different way. I see the drinks. I see the apps you do not even want to be on. I see the shows you watch on autopilot. I see the naps that are not really naps, but small spiritual hibernations. I see the hours you spend pretending to be busy, when really you are just trying to avoid the silence where I am waiting for you. My child, you do not need to defend any of it to me. I am not embarrassed for you. I am proud of how hard you have been trying to survive a season that was never meant to last this long. But you do not have to keep surviving. I am here now. The season is ending. You can finally breathe. I see your phone, my child. I see the picture you still have of them. I see the message thread you reread late at night. I see the social media profile you still check, hoping for a sign that they are missing you too. I see the voicemail you have listened to more times than you would ever admit. And I am not condemning you for any of it. I am simply telling you that ritual has run its course. That little altar in your phone needs to come down, not in shame, not in anger, in love. Because every time you visit that altar, you are renewing a vow I asked you to break. You have been praying with your hands clenched, my child. Did you know that? You have been praying for breakthrough while gripping the very thing I asked you to release. You have been asking for new doors to open while clinging to a door I closed long ago, and waiting for me to reopen it. You have been hoping that if you stand in front of it long enough, I will change my mind. You have been asking for a new chapter while reading the same painful page over and over, hoping that one more read will somehow give it a happier ending. But the ending will not change. I have already written the next one. My child, I love you too much to lie to you. That page is finished. That chapter is closed. The story I am writing for you is moving forward, and I cannot allow you to stay stuck on a page I have already turned. That is why I had to break some hard news to you today. That is why I am sitting with you right now, gently but firmly. Because true love sometimes has to interrupt comfort to deliver freedom. And I love you enough to interrupt you. I have heard every prayer you spoke. I have heard every prayer you did not even have words for. I heard the prayer you whispered when you put your forehead against the cold steering wheel in a grocery store parking lot, holding back tears so the people walking by would not see. I heard the prayer you mumbled half asleep when you were too exhausted to finish a sentence and your soul just groaned, "Help." I heard the prayer that came out of you when you read someone else's good news online and felt your stomach twist with a jealousy you immediately felt ashamed of. I heard you when you forgave them silently. I heard you when you could not forgive them yet. I heard you when you tried to pray and felt nothing, and then you prayed for the ability to feel something again. Every one of those moments reached me. My child, every single one of those prayers was filed in heaven with your name etched on it. And here is what I want you to understand before I deliver the hard news. I have never ignored a single prayer of yours. Not one, not ever. Not the messy ones, not the angry ones, not the desperate ones, not the ones that came out as silence. Every prayer has been answered, even the ones you thought went unheard. Some of them I answered with yes, some of them I answered with not yet, and some of them, the ones you are most attached to, I answered with no. And it is the no that is hardest to hear, isn't it? It is the no that feels like rejection. It is the no that feels like punishment. It is the no that makes you question whether I love you. But my child, listen to me with the deepest part of your heart. The no I have been speaking to you is not a closed fist. The no I have been speaking is the loudest expression of my love, because every no I have given you is a yes to something better that you cannot yet see. You have been holding on to something, my child. You know what it is. I do not need to name it for you. The moment I started speaking, the moment I said I need to break some hard news, your mind went straight to it. Your stomach already knew before your brain caught up. Maybe it is a person. Maybe it is a job. Maybe it is a version of your future that you built so vividly in your imagination that you started treating it as reality. Maybe it is a dream from your 20s that you have been dragging behind you like a heavy suitcase you refuse to set down. Maybe it is a relationship that ended, but you keep checking your phone, hoping. Maybe it is the apology you are waiting for from someone who will never give it. Maybe it is the version of yourself that you used to be. The lighter one, the more carefree one, the one who had not yet been broken. And you keep trying to claw your way back to her, to him, to that version, not realizing I cannot take you backward. I only move you forward. That is the direction my spirit always flows. Forward. Always forward. Even when forward looks like loss at first. You know what it is. And so do I. And the hard news I am breaking to you today is this. It is time to let it go. Not tomorrow, not next month, not after you feel ready. Today, right now, while we are still talking. Because I have been holding the next chapter of your life behind a closed door. And the only thing keeping that door from opening is your refusal to release what is in your hand. I cannot give you both hands full. You must release what was, so I can place what is into your palms. I know this hurts. I know hearing this feels like 1,000 small needles. I know you are tempted right now to scroll past this message and pretend you never heard me. I know your defenses are rising. I know the voices in your head are starting to argue. I know there is a voice inside you saying, but maybe you are wrong. Maybe it is not really that. Maybe you will change your mind. Maybe if I just hold on a little longer, you will bring it back. I know that voice well. I have heard it before. My child, I love you too much to play that game with you. I will not give you false comfort just so you can keep suffering in slow motion. I will not nod along to a fantasy I never authored. I will not bless what I never blessed in the first place. That is not love. I want to speak directly to the part of you that is afraid right now. I see you. I see the small inner voice that is panicking, asking, but what if he is wrong? What if I let it go and then it turns out it was supposed to be mine? That fear is so familiar to me. I have heard it from every chosen one I have ever spoken to. I have heard it from Joseph in the pit, who must have asked himself, what if my brothers were right and my dreams were vanity? I have heard it from David in the wilderness, who must have asked himself, what if the prophecy was just a child's fantasy? I have heard it from Hannah, weeping at the temple, who must have asked herself, what if I am simply meant to be barren? But to each of them, I was faithful. To each of them, I was on time, and to you, I will be the same. The same God who lifted Joseph from the pit to the palace is the same God speaking to you right now. The same God who anointed David in obscurity is the same God preparing your hidden season. You see, my beloved, fear always whispers, "What if you lose everything?" But faith answers, "What if I am simply being prepared to receive everything?" Fear says, "Hold on tighter." Faith says, "Open your hands." Fear says, "He has forgotten you." Faith says, "He has been thinking about you every single second of your life." Which voice are you going to listen to today, my child? Because I am asking you, gently, to take the hand of faith. Faith will hurt for a moment. Fear will hurt forever. Choose the temporary pain. Choose the truth. Choose me. Some things you have been begging me to revive I have already buried, and I buried them because I love you, not because I do not. Burial is sometimes the most tender thing a father can do, especially when his child keeps trying to dig up the dead. Look at how tired you are, my child. Truly look, you have been trying to resurrect something I declared finished. You have been performing CPR on a body of water that already dried up. You have been pouring fresh love into a vessel that was never going to hold it. You have been investing your purest energy into outcomes I told you, in a quiet whisper a long time ago, were never going to come. And I watched you tell yourself, just one more try. I watched you tell yourself, maybe this time is different. And I ached for you. I watched you make excuses for what was draining you. I watched you blame yourself for the brokenness of something you did not break. And every time you got hurt by it again, I felt it before you did. I cried about it before you did. I carried that pain with you the whole time. I grieved with you, child, but I also grieved for you. Because I could see the years of life being stolen by your loyalty to the wrong dream. I could see your light dimming. I could see your spirit folding inward, and I had to step in. This is why I am here. This is why this video found you today. This is why your finger paused on this exact thumbnail when 10,000 other things were trying to grab your attention. I arranged it all. I arranged every detail. I arranged this conversation. I arranged this exact moment because I needed you sitting still long enough for me to break the news without you running. So sit with me. Stay. The hardest part is already happening. The good part is coming. But you have to walk through this part first. I will not lie to you, my child. There are tears that need to fall, and I would rather they fall while I am holding you than fall after you have walked away from this message. Cry if you need to. The tears that come during truth are sacred. The tears that come during truth are not weakness. They are the soul, agreeing with what the mind has resisted for too long. So if your eyes are wet right now, do not wipe them away too quickly. Let them fall. Let them clear something inside you. Many of the tears coming up right now are not even about the thing you think they are about. They are older than that. They are tears about the version of yourself who was always told to be quiet. They are tears about the child inside you who learned too early that no one was coming to rescue her. They are tears about the years you spent trying to earn love that should have been given to you freely. They are tears about every time you minimized your own pain because someone else's looked bigger. Let them out. Let them all come. The flood is overdue. Each tear is a release. Each tear is a small surrender. Each tear is your spirit finally saying, "Okay, Father, okay, I hear you." And every tear that falls right now will water seeds that I have planted in your future. Nothing is wasted with me. There is a name in your head right now. There is a memory in your chest right now. There is a phrase, a moment, a hope, a regret. Something specific is sitting in the front of your mind because I just brought it forward. Do not push it back down. Do not bury it under another scroll. Do not bury it under another distraction. Sit with it, look at it, hold it gently, because I am about to teach you how to release it the right way. Not the bitter way, not the angry way, not the way that leaves a permanent wound. I am going to teach you how to release it with reverence, with peace, with the deep understanding that what you are releasing was never your final answer. It was only a chapter, it was only a season, it was only a stepping stone, and you mistook it for the destination. Many of you watching right now have been silently asking yourselves, why does my life feel stuck? And the answer, my child, is not because I have forgotten you. The answer is not because you are cursed. The answer is not because you are doing something wrong. The answer is because you are spiritually engaged to a future I never planned for you. You have been emotionally married to an outcome I did not author. You have been worshiping the picture I showed you once instead of the one who painted it. The picture was never the promise. You have built a small altar inside your heart to a dream that I never blessed, and every time I have tried to remove it from that altar, you have rebuilt it overnight. So now, I am gently dismantling it myself. I am taking down the pieces, one at a time. I am gently lifting the idol off the altar, and I am asking you to let me. Just let me, my child. Let me take it. Let me carry it away. Let me give you back the altar, clean, empty, ready to receive what I designed for you. You have been telling yourself that if you just hold on a little longer, you will get the thing back. The relationship will heal itself. The opportunity will come back around. The person will return with the apology. The dream will finally come true the way you originally imagined it. And in your heart, you have been saying, Father, just give me this one thing and I will be okay. Just this one thing, and I will trust you forever. But my child, that is not faith. That is a transaction. That is bargaining. And I cannot be bargained with. I cannot be manipulated by your timeline. I cannot be tricked into blessing what I have already withheld, not because I am cruel, but because I am Father. A real father does not give his child something that will hurt them, no matter how convincingly the child cries for it. A real father weighs what is good against what is wanted. A real father holds back what looks shiny but tastes like poison. A real father risks his child's anger today to protect his child's life tomorrow. That is what I have been doing. That is what every no from me has always been. I want to walk with you back into one of the silent moments of your recent life, just for a second. There was a moment, not long ago, where you were doing something ordinary, washing dishes, driving home, walking from the parking lot to your front door, and a thought passed through your mind. The thought was something like, I cannot keep doing this. It was quiet, it came and went. You probably did not give it much weight, because thoughts like that have become regular visitors. But that thought, my child, was not your imagination talking. That thought was the deepest, most spiritual part of you finally telling you the truth. And I was there in that moment. I leaned in close. I whispered back, you do not have to. You did not hear me, because the moment moved too fast. You scrolled past your own intuition. You returned to your routine. You answered the next text message. You opened the next app. But the moment did not move past me. I held on to it, and today I am bringing it back to you, because that quiet thought was not a problem to be fixed. That quiet thought was your soul aligning with my voice for one single second. Listen to it now. The voice was always me. You are not a stranger to this kind of conversation. You have had this conversation with me before, in different forms, at different ages, about different things. Look back. Look at the patterns. The patterns will reveal my hand. Remember the friendship you begged me to save when you were younger, the one you cried over for months. Look at where you are now. Look at who that person became. Look at the bullet I helped you dodge. Aren't you grateful now for the no? Do you remember the job you cried over when it slipped through your fingers? Do you remember how you stood in your kitchen and asked me, why? Why me? I needed this. Look at the doors that opened afterward. Look at the work I led you into instead. I had a plan. Do you remember the relationship that ended in a way you swore would destroy you? The one that broke your heart into pieces so small you thought you would never be whole again? Look at who you are now. Look at the version of you that was forged in that fire. She is stronger now. He is wiser now. You would not trade her. You would not trade him. You would not trade the version of you that walked out of that fire for the version that would have existed if that prayer had been answered the way you wanted. The fire shaped you. The loss refined you. So when I tell you today that I am breaking hard news to you, please remember this. I have a track record with you. I have a history of being right. I have a long list of times when my no became your salvation. I have a long list of times when the thing you cried over for losing turned out to be the very thing whose loss saved your life. You may not see it yet for this current situation. The wound is still too fresh. The grief is still too loud. But your past self is sitting beside you right now, holding your hand, whispering, trust him. He has never been wrong before. He will not be wrong this time either. Listen to her. Listen to him. Listen to the version of you who has already lived through this kind of loss and come out the other side. My child, take a deep breath right now. A real one, not the small, shallow ones you have been taking all week. A deep, slow inhale through the nose if you can, all the way down into your stomach. Let your belly rise. Let your ribs expand. Hold it for a second and let it out through your mouth. Do it with me. Once more. Inhale, hold, release. Notice how much tension you have been storing in your jaw, in your shoulders, in your stomach, in the small muscles around your eyes. Most of that tension is not coming from your work. It is not coming from your tasks. It is coming from the spiritual wrestling match you have been having with me, the unwillingness to let go of what I have been asking you to release. Your body knows the war. Each time you breathe, imagine your grip loosening, just a little. You do not have to drop it all at once. Just loosen the fingers. Just acknowledge that you have been holding on so tightly that your hand has cramped. Loosen, my child, loosen. Some of you watching right now have already started crying. You do not even fully know why. You cannot articulate it. There is just a release happening inside you that has been waiting for permission. My child, you have my permission. Cry. Cry hard if you need to. The tears that are coming out of you right now are old. Many of them have been sitting inside you for years. You did not have time to cry them when they first wanted to come out. So they have been waiting, quietly, for a moment safe enough to fall. This is that moment. I am that moment. You are not crying alone. I am crying with you. The Father weeps with his children. I am not a stoic God who watches your pain from a cold distance. I am the one who feels every tremor in your chest. I am the one who knows the exact number of tears in your eyes before they fall, and I catch every single one in a vial I keep close to my heart. No tear of yours has ever fallen unnoticed. No tear of yours ever will. This is the end of the first part of our conversation. I am not done with you. We have a long way to walk together today. In the next part, I am going to take you deeper. I am going to show you something you have not seen yet. I am going to show you exactly why this season has been so dark. I am going to introduce you to the holy reason behind your isolation. I am going to show you what has been happening in the unseen realm while you were assuming you were alone in your suffering. And then, after I have shown you the depth of what I have already done for you, I will deliver the actual hard news in its full weight, and I will hold your hand while I do it. I will not deliver it and run. I will stay with you the whole time. I will not break it to you and then leave you to clean up the pieces. I will be here for every second of it. So stay. Stay with me. Whatever you do, do not turn away from this message. Do not let the noise of the world pull you back into the same fog. The next part of this video is going to change something in you, and I would rather you sit through it than miss it. Stay with me, my child. We are walking deeper now. Hold my hand. Do not let go. Before we step into the next part of our conversation, I want you to do one small thing. Look around the room you are in. Look at the ordinary objects that surround you. The chair, the light, the wall, the window, the cup beside you. Notice that these ordinary things are still there. The world has not ended because you are hearing hard news. The ground has not given out from underneath you. You are still breathing. You are still loved. You are still mine. Whatever you are about to release, you are not releasing your existence. You are not releasing your value. You are not releasing your future. You are only releasing the thing that was blocking it. And on the other side of that release is a peace you have not felt in years. So hold that picture in your heart as we move forward. The peace is real. The peace is coming. The peace is closer than you think. And in the next moments, I will show you exactly how I have been preparing it for you. My beloved child, you stayed. You did not run from my voice. You did not close this video when the first part got heavy. And that single act of staying, that quiet decision to remain in front of me, is already an answer to a prayer you did not know you were praying. You are still here because something deep in your spirit recognized me. You may not be able to name it yet. You may not even fully trust it. But the part of you that has been starving for the truth knew the truth when it heard it. And that part of you is the part I am speaking to right now. Now, I want to take you deeper. I want to take you into the place inside you that almost no one else gets to see. The corner of your heart you keep locked. The chamber you do not even visit yourself most nights. Because the air in there is too heavy. Because the silence in there is too loud. I know that chamber, my child. I designed it. I know the door because I built the door. And I know the things you have hidden inside. The disappointments you never told anyone about. The dreams you buried so quietly even your closest friends never knew they existed. The grief that has no funeral because the thing you lost was invisible to everyone but you. I want to walk into that chamber with you today. Not to dig anything up to shame you. Not to make you relive what you have already lived. But to show you that I was never absent from that room. That the room you thought was empty has always been full of me. Many of you have, at some point in the last few years, asked me a question you were too afraid to ask out loud. The question was simple. Where were you, God? Where were you when it happened? Where were you when no one came? Where were you when I cried? I know you have asked it. I know how the question sat in your throat for weeks before you finally let it out. I know the shame you felt afterward, as if a good child should never ask his father such a thing. I know the night you whispered it to the ceiling and waited and heard nothing. I am not offended by that question, my child. I have never been offended by it. The greatest people of faith in history have all asked me that exact question. Job asked it, David asked it, even my own son asked it from the cross. Why have you forsaken me? So you are in holy company. Today, I am going to answer that question. Today, I am going to walk back through some of those moments with you and tell you, in detail, exactly where I was, because you deserve to know. You have been carrying the wound of believing I left you, and that wound has been infecting everything since. I was there the night you sat on the bathroom floor with your back against the tub, the night the news came, the night you found out, the night the call ended and the silence afterward felt louder than any sound you had ever heard. You thought you were alone in that bathroom. You were not. I was the warmth in your chest you could not explain. I was the small, persistent thought that said, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. I was the reason your body did not collapse completely. The strength you reached for and could not find, the strength that somehow came anyway, that strength was me. I was the reason you eventually stood up. I was the reason you splashed water on your face and forced yourself to look in the mirror. You thought it was your willpower. It was my spirit lifting you. Willpower would have left you on that floor. I would not let you stay there. I was there the day you walked into the empty apartment after they left. The day the door closed and the place was suddenly twice as big and twice as quiet. I was the silence itself. I was sitting in the chair across from yours. I was the presence in the room you assumed was just your imagination, making things up. I was the reason you ate something that night even though you did not want to. I was the reason you slept eventually, even though sleep felt impossible. I was the small mercy that turned your phone off so it would not torture you with notifications all night. I was every small kindness that came to you in disguise. I was there in the hospital waiting room. I was there in the parking lot of the courthouse. I was there in the doctor's office when the words came that you did not want to hear. I was there in the funeral home. I was there. I was there. I was there. I was there in the school pickup line on the days you could barely hold the steering wheel. I was there in the staff meeting when you could not stop shaking inside your blazer. I was there at the dinner table when you smiled at people across from you and felt like a hollow shell wearing your own clothes. I was there in your car when you drove the long way home so you could cry without anyone seeing. I was there when you parked at the end of the street and put your head on the steering wheel for 10 minutes before going inside. I was there, always there, never once gone. You felt abandoned because the human help you expected did not come. But human help and divine presence are not the same thing, my child. I did not abandon you. I was simply doing what I do best, holding you while you were searching for me in the wrong direction. You started to believe some lies about yourself in those dark seasons. Did you know that? Lies that took root because no one was there to argue with them. Lies that grew because you did not have the energy to fight them. Lies that became the soundtrack of your inner life. The lie said, you must have done something to deserve this. The lie said, if you were really good, God would have protected you. The lie said, everyone else gets the easy version and you get the hard version because something is wrong with you. The lie said, you are too much. The lie said, you are not enough. The lie said, you must be unlovable because if you were lovable, people would not leave you the way they did. The lie said, you are broken in a way that cannot be repaired. The lie said, you have to earn your own rescue because no one is coming. The lie said, even God is tired of you. My child, every one of those lies came from the enemy of your soul, not from me. I never thought any of those things about you, not once, not in your worst moments, not when you were at your weakest, not when you sinned, not when you doubted, not even when you cursed my name in a moment of rage. I want to take each of those lies and answer it directly while we are sitting together, because you have lived under their weight for too long. And they have been shaping your decisions in ways you have not even noticed. The lie that said you must have done something to deserve this. The truth is, suffering is not always a punishment. Sometimes it is simply the cost of being alive in a broken world. Sometimes it is the friction of growing into who you are meant to be. It is not always about deserving. The lie that said if you were good, I would have protected you. My child, look at the lives of every saint in Scripture. They were not spared suffering. They were given a purpose inside the suffering. Protection is not always the absence of pain. Sometimes protection is my hand keeping the pain from breaking you completely. The lie that said, you are unlovable. The truth is, those who left you did not leave because you are unlovable. They left because they were not equipped to hold what you carry. You are not too much for the right people. You were simply too much for them. And losing them was not rejection, it was filtration. The lie that said you have to earn your rescue. My child, this one is the loudest in your head, isn't it? You have been trying to earn salvation, earn love, earn rest, earn breakthrough. You have been treating my favor like a wage. But favor is not a wage. Favor is a gift, and gifts cannot be earned. The lie that said even I am tired of you. My beloved, hear me. I have never been tired of you, not for a single second. I have been tired of watching you punish yourself. I have been tired of watching you accept less than what I designed for you. But tired of you? Never. There is a loneliness that has been your shadow for years, my child. A loneliness that does not go away when you are surrounded by people. A loneliness that does not lift just because the calendar fills up with events. A loneliness that lives underneath the laughter at dinner parties. You have tried to escape it. You have tried friends. You have tried lovers. You have tried family. You have tried work. You have tried hobbies. You have tried therapy. You have tried wine. You have tried silence. You have tried noise. And it always comes back, because nothing in this world was built to satisfy it. That loneliness is not a flaw, my child. That loneliness is a homing signal. It is the part of you that knows you were made for more than what this world can offer. It is the part of you that remembers, somewhere deep down, that I made you for myself, and nothing less than me will ever fill it. You have been trying to fill an eternal space with temporary things, and every time the temporary thing failed to fill the space, you blamed yourself instead of recognizing that the space was never meant to be filled by that thing. The space is mine. The space is for me. The space is the doorway through which I keep entering. So when you feel the loneliness rise tonight, when it shows up uninvited and pulls up a chair at your table, do not try to chase it away. Sit with it, look at it, recognize it. It is not your enemy. It is your soul pointing to the only one who can fill it. Let it lead you to me. Now I want to show you something you have not seen. I want to lift a curtain you did not even know was there. I want to take you behind the scenes of your own life and show you what has been happening while you were assuming nothing was happening. You have been thinking that your life has been still. You have been thinking that nothing has been moving. You have been thinking that you have been left behind. But my child, the surface of your life is not the truth of your life. The visible is not the entire story. Most of what I have been doing for you has been invisible. Beneath the silence, I have been working. Beneath the delay, I have been arranging. Beneath the no, I have been preparing the yes. The reason you cannot see it yet is because what I am building requires hidden ground to be laid first. And hidden ground, by definition, cannot be seen. I want to give you a glimpse of the unseen realm, my child, not to satisfy your curiosity, but to comfort your spirit. Because what is happening in the unseen realm is so much greater than what you can perceive in the seen one. There are angels assigned to your life, my beloved, not as a metaphor, not as a poetic image, as a literal reality. They have names, they have orders. They have been with you since the day you took your first breath, and they have been working overtime in this recent season. They have been intercepting things you do not even know they have intercepted. They have been redirecting circumstances you do not even know they have redirected. The accident you did not have, the illness that did not progress, the mistake that did not become a catastrophe. They were there. They were working. The argument that almost destroyed a relationship and somehow ended in unexpected calm, that was them softening the air. The decision you almost made that would have cost you years of consequences, but you mysteriously chose differently at the last second, that was them whispering to your spirit. You called it intuition. It was something much higher. There have been days you do not remember as significant that were actually major spiritual battles fought on your behalf. There have been hours where the enemy tried to access your mind and was turned back at the door. There have been thoughts that almost took root in you and were uprooted in your sleep. There have been schemes plotted against your peace in the unseen that were dismantled before they ever reached you. There have been doors that were quietly closed to protect you. There have been people who tried to enter your life with bad intent who were diverted away by my hand. You only saw what made it through. You did not see what I blocked. You have not been alone in the unseen, my child. Not ever. The room that looked empty to your eyes was crowded with my agents. The path that looked desolate was lined with my watchers. The hour that felt abandoned was full of my activity. You just could not see it. I am telling you this because the lie of isolation has been one of the most damaging lies in your life. The enemy wanted you to feel alone, because alone is the easiest place to be defeated. But you have never been alone, not for a single second. And it is time you stop believing the loneliness was the truth. The enemy has been working hard on a specific narrative in your mind. The narrative says, you are uniquely forgotten. The narrative says, other people get carried, but you have to carry yourself. The narrative says, your prayers are different, your situation is different, your case is the exception. My child, that narrative is a lie. You are not the exception. You are not uniquely forgotten. You are not the one case I do not show up for. You are the same kind of child I have been faithful to throughout every generation of human history. And just as I was faithful to them, I have been faithful to you. You just have not had eyes to see it. I want to introduce you to something else, my child. Scripture talks about a great cloud of witnesses. Most people read that and think of it as a nice spiritual idea, but it is a real reality. There are those who have gone before you who are aware of your journey, who are praying for you, who are cheering for you. The grandparents you barely knew, the relatives who died before you understood who they were, the strangers from your bloodline who lived hundreds of years ago. All of them are part of a great chorus that has been speaking your name in places you cannot hear. You come from a longer line than you realize. The faith that has been in you in your weakest moments was not always your own faith. Sometimes it was the inherited faith of those who prayed for descendants they would never meet. Sometimes the strength to keep going came from a great-great-grandmother who, in her own dark night, asked me to protect her future bloodline. You are the answer to many prayers, my child, not just your own. You are the descendant your ancestors prayed for. You are the harvest of seeds planted before you were ever born. And the breakthrough I am preparing for you is also the breakthrough that closes loops in your bloodline that no one else could close. Somewhere in your family line, there was a woman who suffered something silent and prayed that her daughters and granddaughters would not have to suffer the same. You are the answer to that prayer. Somewhere in your bloodline, there was a man who lived a small life and prayed that his children would dream bigger than he ever dared. You are the answer to that prayer too. The strength that has carried you through impossible seasons is not strength you built alone. It is generational equity. It is faith deposited into your account by people you never met. When you fell, hands you could not see were there. When you got back up, voices you could not hear were cheering. So when you feel small, remember you are not small. You are the visible part of an invisible inheritance. You are a story being completed across generations. And what I am about to remove from your life is not just about you. It is about freeing the bloodline that comes after you from a pattern that has been repeating for too long. When I tell you that you are chosen, I am not flattering you. I am stating a fact. You were chosen for this moment. You were chosen for this generation. You were chosen for this exact assignment. And the loneliness you have been feeling is the weight of an assignment that no one else around you may even understand. You have asked me, in your own quiet way, why this season has been so long. You have asked me why I have not spoken more clearly. You have asked me why the heavens have felt like brass. My child, let me give you the answer I have been waiting to give you. The silence has not been my absence. The silence has been my surgery. When a surgeon enters the most delicate phase of an operation, the room goes quiet. The tools are placed precisely. The breathing of everyone around the patient slows. The silence is not a sign that nothing is happening. The silence is a sign that something critical is. I have been in the most delicate phase of an operation in your life. The work I have been doing requires a level of stillness in you that loud blessings would have interrupted. If I had answered every prayer in the obvious way, you would have stayed who you were. The silence has been the workspace. In the silence, I have been removing things from your character that were quietly killing you. In the silence, I have been adding things to your capacity that no shortcut could have built. In the silence, I have been rewiring the part of you that responds to love, to loss, to disappointment, to delay. Look at how you handle things now, compared to how you handled them 3 years ago. Look at the patience you have where you used to have none. Look at the wisdom you have where you used to be impulsive. Look at the boundaries you have where you used to have none at all. None of that came from a book. It came from the silence. Look at how you read people now. You can sense someone's intent within minutes of meeting them. You used to give everyone the benefit of the doubt and pay for it later. Now you protect your peace without apologizing. That discernment was forged in the quiet. That instinct was given to you in the chrysalis. Look at how your prayers have changed. You used to pray for everything to be removed from your life. Now you pray for the strength to walk through what cannot be removed. You used to ask me to take the cup away. Now you ask me to give you the courage to drink it. That is a different soul speaking to me now. The person who walks out of this season is not the person who walked in. And that, my child, is the entire point. The silence is not a punishment. The silence is the chrysalis. And what is forming inside the chrysalis cannot be rushed. I want to tell you something that will surprise you. Someone, somewhere, has been praying for you that you do not know about. There is a soul, in a city you have never visited, who has been holding you up in their prayers for years. You do not know their name. They do not know yours. Maybe it is an old woman in a small church in a country you have never traveled to. Maybe it is a child whose mother taught her to pray for unknown souls every night. Maybe it is someone you met once in passing and forgot about, but who never forgot you. I have raised up intercessors for you that you will only meet on the other side of eternity. The reason you are still here is not just because you are strong. The reason you are still here is because grace has been poured over you through channels you cannot trace. Strangers have been carrying you in prayer. The body of believers has been holding you up. Your survival has been a communal effort. So if you have been feeling guilty for needing help, if you have been ashamed of needing prayer, let that go right now. You are part of a web of grace that has been operating for you long before you ever asked. The body works for each member. The unseen sustains the seen. You are held. I want you to picture something for a moment. Picture yourself in the worst night of the last 3 years. Pick a specific one. Now, around that version of you, place me, standing behind you. Place the angels, one at each shoulder, one at each side. Place the intercessors. Faces you do not know, lips moving silently with your name. Place the cloud of witnesses, the ancestors who prayed for you, the saints who carry your story in their awareness, even now. Place all of them around that lonely version of you, in that lonely room. That is what was actually in the room. That is what was actually true. The loneliness you felt was a perception. The fullness around you was the reality. The truth of that night was never that you were alone. The truth of that night was that the entire host of heaven was standing in that room, and you were the only one in it who did not have eyes to see. That is going to change today. Your eyes are being opened. Your spirit is being upgraded. You will not feel alone the same way again. Let me come back even closer, my child. Let me tell you exactly what I have been doing inside you, not just around you. While you were sleeping these past months, I have been speaking over you. While you were dreaming, I have been planting seeds of identity. While you were tossing in restless half-sleep, I was downloading wisdom. The reason you have been waking up tired some mornings is not because you slept badly. It is because the spiritual work happening at night has been intense. You have been in spiritual training without knowing it. The reason certain dreams have unsettled you, the reason certain dreams have comforted you, is because I have been speaking through them. There have been mornings you woke up with a phrase in your head you did not consciously think of before sleep. There have been moments when you suddenly remembered a verse, a song, a person, a memory. You called it random. It was never random. It was me, leaving a trail of crumbs you would follow over time. I have been speaking through your dreams, through random pauses in your day, through the song that came on at the exact moment you needed to hear it, through the stranger who said something kind that lingered with you all afternoon. I have been weaving my voice into your daily life. You have been hearing me without knowing it. Even the things that have annoyed you in this season have been working for you. The friend who pulled away was me removing an influence that was slowly diluting your gift. The opportunity that fell through was me protecting you from a season of toxic success. The delay that frustrated you was me lining up the right circumstance for the right moment. The people who hurt you the most in this season were also assigned to you, not by me, but allowed by me. They were the friction that exposed the parts of you that needed healing. They were the mirrors you did not want to look into. Now that you have looked, you do not need them anymore, and that is why some of them are leaving. You have been mistaking discomfort for malfunction. Just because something hurts does not mean it is broken. Sometimes the hurt is the healing. The bone has to re-break to set straight. The muscle has to tear to grow stronger. The heart has to feel the loss to find the deeper love. I have been doing this work in you, whether you noticed or not. My beloved, before I take you any deeper, I want to stop here for a moment and simply be with you. I do not always have to be teaching. I do not always have to be revealing. Sometimes the most important thing I can do is sit with you in your pain and not say anything for a moment. So let me sit with you, right here, right now, in whatever room you are watching this from, in whatever chair you are sitting in whatever pain you are still carrying. I am here. I am not in a rush. I am not preparing to leave. I am present, fully present. The hand of your Father is on your head right now. The breath of your Father is in this room. The eyes of your Father are looking at you with a tenderness no human eyes have ever fully matched. You are seen by the one who made the stars, and he is not distracted by anything else right now. He is only looking at you. If you have never felt that before, feel it now. If you have never let yourself believe you were loved this much, let yourself believe it now, just for this minute. Let your heart soften. Let your defenses lower. Let me love you the way I have always loved you, without you needing to earn it, without you needing to deserve it. You do not have to perform for me right now. You do not have to be impressive. You do not have to be put together. You do not have to have your prayer life in order. You do not have to have your sin under control. You can just be the tired, broken, beautiful person you are, and you are still mine. Some of you watching right now have been holding your breath for months without knowing it, letting your shoulders drop, letting your jaw unclench, letting the muscles in your face soften. You have been bracing for impact for so long that you forgot you could stand without bracing. You can stand now. The storm has been weaker than your fear of it. The voice that has been telling you to keep performing, keep producing, keep proving, that voice was never mine. My voice has always been calling you to rest, to stop, to receive. The reason you have been exhausted is because you have been listening to a voice that demands and ignoring the one that gives. Switch which voice you listen to. The shift will be immediate. I have been waiting for years for you to let yourself receive love without flinching, to let yourself accept rest without guilt, to let yourself be held without earning it first. Today is the day that pattern breaks. Today is the day you stop earning what was always going to be given. You can finally lay the work tools down. You can finally come home to me. I have shown you many things in this part, my child. I have answered the question of where I was. I have lifted the curtain on the unseen realm. I have told you about the angels and the intercessors and the silence as surgery, but I have still not yet delivered the hard news in its full form. You may be wondering if I forgot. I have not forgotten. I delayed it for a reason. I wanted you to feel held first. I wanted you to know I have been with you the whole time before I told you what is about to change. Because hard news from a father who has been with you all along is different from hard news from a stranger. You know now that I have not been distant. You know now that the loneliness was a lie. You know now that the silence was a workshop, not an abandonment. You know now that you have been carried by hands you could not see. So when I deliver the hard news in the next part, you will receive it differently. You will receive it as a child who knows he is loved. You will receive it as a daughter who has just realized she has never been alone. You will receive it as someone whose foundation is no longer shaken by the news, because the foundation is me, and I have not moved. In the next part, I am going to lift the veil further. I am going to tell you what the hard news actually is. I am going to name it. I am going to put it in front of you. And then I am going to walk you through how to release it without losing yourself in the process. But before we go there, take a breath. Let what I have told you in this part actually settle. Do not rush past it. Many of you are still trying to skip ahead to the answer, but the comfort of this part is the foundation for the surrender of the next part. So pause for a second. Put your hand on your chest if you can. Feel the rise and fall. Feel that I am the one giving you breath in this moment. Feel that I am the one holding your life together while you watch this video. Feel how present I am. Feel how close. You are not the same person you were when you opened this video. Already, something has shifted. The lie of abandonment is loosening. The chamber of hidden grief is being aired out. The angels around you are leaning in closer because they sense the breakthrough approaching. There is a softness coming back into your face right now. There is a tension leaving your jaw. There is a tear maybe forming in the corner of your eye. The good kind of tear, the kind that says, I am being seen, I am being held, I am being remembered. Welcome that tear. It is a sign that something old is dissolving. Some of you are realizing, perhaps for the first time in years, that you have been spiritually starving, that you have been trying to feed your soul with everything except the one who made it. And that realization is not a failure. That realization is the first meal. The hunger is the proof that you are alive enough to be fed. Stay with me, my child. We are walking deeper still. The next part of this conversation will require even more of your trust. But you have given me your trust for this long. Give it to me a little while longer. The reward at the end of this video is bigger than you imagine. Hold my hand. Keep breathing. Keep listening. I am not done with you. My beloved child, you are still here. You stayed through the deepest part of the last section. You let me sit with you in your loneliness. You let me show you the unseen company that has always surrounded you. And now your foundation is ready. Now you can hear what I came here to say. Take one more breath with me. A slow one. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel how different your body feels now compared to when this video started. Some of you have already cried. Some of you have not cried yet, but you feel something loosening. Whatever stage you are in, you are exactly where you need to be. I am going to tell you what the hard news is now. I am going to put it on the table between us. I am not going to soften it into something it is not. I am going to give it to you straight, with love, but without dressing it up. Because you have outgrown false comfort, you are ready for true freedom. The hard news is this: the thing you have been holding on to is leaving, and it is not leaving by accident. It is not leaving because you failed. It is not leaving because the world is unfair. It is leaving because I am taking it, because I have decided in my love for you that you cannot move forward while still carrying it. I am taking it from your hand today. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Today, right now, because if I let you set the timing, you would never let go, and you would spend another 5 years suffering in a place I asked you to leave half a decade ago. For some of you, what I am taking is a person, a specific person whose name just appeared in your head when I said this. Someone you have been waiting to come back. Someone you have been quietly hoping would change. Someone you have been praying about in ways you do not even admit to your closest friends. My child, that person is not coming back the way you wanted, and the version of you waiting for them to come back must die today. For some of you, what I am taking is a position, a job, a career path, a title you have been chasing, an ambition you have been building your identity around. The path you mapped out is not the path I authored. It looked like obedience to you. It looked like good stewardship. But underneath, it was a small idol, and I cannot anoint what I did not author. For some of you, what I am taking is a dream, a specific dream you have nurtured for years, a picture of how your life was going to look, a milestone you have been working toward, a version of success you set up like a finish line. My child, that dream is not going to come true, not the way you imagined it, and the grief of releasing that picture is real, and it deserves to be honored. For some of you, what I am taking is a season, a way of life you have grown comfortable in, a rhythm that has worked for a long time, a community you have been part of, a role you have been playing. The season has served its purpose, but it is over. And the longer you try to keep living in a closed season, the more your spirit shrinks. For some of you, what I am taking is a version of yourself, the old you, the one who got you this far, the one who knew how to survive but did not know how to thrive. That version of you protected you when you needed protecting, but she is not equipped for where you are going. He is not equipped for who you are becoming. Whatever I am naming for you right now, I see how it lands. I see how your stomach tightened. I see how your throat closed. I see the small panic moving up your chest. I see the urge to argue, the urge to say, no, not that, anything but that. You may even be saying out loud right now, but I cannot lose this one. You may be promising me you will change. You may be offering me deals. You may be trying to bargain for a different version of the hard news. My child, I love you too much to negotiate. The hard news is the hard news, and I would not be naming it if it were not necessary. I want you to know something, though. The pain you are feeling right now is not the pain of the loss itself. The pain you are feeling right now is the pain of resistance, the fight your soul is putting up against my hand. The moment you stop resisting, the pain transforms. The pain becomes peace. The pain becomes release. The reason letting go feels so hard is because you have made the thing more important than me. You did not mean to. It happened slowly. The thing started as a hope, and over the years it became an idol. The dream started as a desire, and over the years it became your identity. You confused the gift with the giver. I am not punishing you for that. I am unsticking you from it. There is a difference between punishment and surgery. Punishment is for crimes. Surgery is for healing. What I am doing is surgery. The cutting is not because I am angry. The cutting is because something has to come out of you for you to live. I want to tell you the most important thing about what is happening today. Are you listening? Then listen with everything in you. This is not happening to you. This is happening for you. Read those words again. Hear them again. Let them settle. This is not happening to you. This is happening for you. The grief is real. The loss is real. But the meaning of what is happening is the opposite of what your mind keeps telling you. Your mind keeps telling you that you are being deprived. The truth is that you are being liberated. A king does not just hand out crowns. A king tests the head that will wear one. A father does not just give an inheritance. A father shapes the character that can steward one. Everything I am taking from you in this season is part of how I am training you for the larger weight I am about to place on you. The loss is the apprenticeship. If I gave you what is coming without first removing what is leaving, what is coming would crush you. The capacity to hold the next thing has to be expanded by the release of the current thing. The vessel has to be enlarged, and the only way to enlarge a vessel is to empty it first. I am emptying you, my child, so I can fill you. Let me take you back through history and show you the pattern. You are not the first person I have asked this kind of release from. You are walking a path that the greatest saints have walked before you, and every one of them ended in glory, not in spite of the release, because of it. Remember Abraham, my child, the man I called my friend. I gave him a son in his old age, a son named Isaac, a miracle son, the very child I had promised. And then, after he had loved that son for years, I asked him to take that son up a mountain and offer him to me. Can you imagine the walk up that mountain? Can you imagine the silence between father and son? Can you imagine the weight in Abraham's chest? He carried the wood. The boy carried the question, where is the lamb? My child, that walk up the mountain is the walk you are on right now. Abraham did not understand. Abraham could not have understood, but he trusted that the God who gave the gift had the right to ask for the gift back. And in his obedience, in the moment his hand was raised, I stopped him, I provided a ram, I returned the son, and I expanded the covenant beyond anything Abraham could have imagined. The lesson is not that I will always return the exact thing you release. Sometimes I do, sometimes I do not. The lesson is that what I am after is your trust, your willingness, your obedience. And those things, once given, unlock blessings you could not have unlocked any other way. What I am asking you to release today is your Isaac, whatever it is, the person, the dream, the position, it is your Isaac, and the walk up the mountain is hard. But what is waiting at the top of the mountain is not punishment. It is provision. It is a covenant expanded. It is a future opened. Let me tell you about Joseph, my child, the dreamer, the favored son, the one I had marked for greatness from his youth. Look at what I let him walk through to get to where I had called him. I let his brothers throw him in a pit. I let them sell him into slavery. I let him be falsely accused. I let him sit in prison for years. I let him be forgotten by a man he had helped. Year after year, Joseph must have asked the same question you have been asking. Where are you, God? Have you forgotten me? I had not forgotten him. I was preparing him. The pit prepared him to handle the palace without arrogance. The slavery prepared him to handle servants without cruelty. The prison prepared him to handle prisoners with mercy. Every season of loss was an apprenticeship for a season of leadership. When the time finally came, Joseph stepped out of prison and into the second highest seat in Egypt. In a single day, the years of loss collapsed into hours of elevation. And the very brothers who threw him in the pit came to him for bread, and Joseph forgave them, and said the most powerful sentence in his story. You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. That same sentence is being prepared for your lips. One day, you will look back at this exact season, this exact loss, this exact hard news, and you will say it too. They meant it for evil. The enemy meant it for evil. The world meant it for evil. But my God meant it for good, and without it, I would not be here. Let me tell you about Hannah, my child, a woman who wanted one thing, a child, and year after year, she came to the temple and asked me, and year after year the answer was not yet, and other women mocked her, and her rival shamed her, and her own husband, well-meaning but clumsy, said, Am I not enough for you? Hannah's pain was specific. Hannah's pain was prolonged. Hannah's pain was public. She wept so deeply at the temple one day that the priest assumed she was drunk. That is how raw her grief was. She had nothing left to perform. She had nothing left to hide. She just cried out to me with everything in her. And in that moment, in her surrender, in her releasing of the thing she most wanted, something shifted in the unseen realm. I heard her. I had always heard her. But now her vessel was ready. Now her arms were truly open. Now she was not just asking for a child, she was offering whatever child I gave her back to me. I gave her Samuel, the very son she had begged for, and true to her word she dedicated him back to me. And that son grew up to be the prophet who anointed kings. Hannah's tears in the temple set in motion a story that shaped a nation. Her prolonged hard news became the birthing ground of a kingmaker. So when you feel that your hard news has gone on too long, remember Hannah. The longer the waiting, the larger the assignment. The deeper the grief, the more strategic the eventual joy. I do not waste hard seasons. I never have. I am not starting with you. Let me tell you about Ruth, my child. A woman who lost her husband. A woman who could have gone back to her own people and started over. A woman who chose, against all logic, to stay with her grieving mother-in-law and walk into a land where she would be a foreigner. Ruth had to leave behind the version of her life that had been her plan. She had to release the assumption that her future would look like her past. She had to walk through a season of profound uncertainty. She had to glean in the fields. She had to humble herself for daily bread. She had to start over. But the very field she gleaned in was owned by Boaz, and Boaz was the one I had handpicked for her, and Boaz became her redeemer, and from that union came Obed, and from Obed came Jesse, and from Jesse came David, and from David came the line that birthed my own son into the world. Ruth could not have known any of that on the day her husband died. Ruth could not have known any of that on the day she chose to follow Naomi into uncertainty. She just released what was familiar and walked toward what was unknown. And the unknown was where her destiny was waiting. Your unknown is also where your destiny is waiting. The hard news is the door into the unknown. The release is the first step out of what was familiar. You cannot meet your Boaz while you are still mourning a husband who is no longer here. You cannot enter your destiny while still gripping the past. Let me tell you about Moses, my child. A man raised in a palace. A man who thought he knew his purpose by the age of 40. A man who tried, in his own strength, to deliver his people. And what happened? He killed a man. He had to flee. He spent the next 40 years in the wilderness tending sheep that belonged to another man. 40 years? Can you imagine? 40 years of feeling like your real life had been put on pause. 40 years of watching the sun rise over the same hills and wondering if I had forgotten the promise on his life. 40 years of slowly accepting that the dream was dead. And during those 40 years, I was preparing him for the assignment that would define history. The Moses who tried to deliver Israel at 40 would have failed. The Moses who tried to deliver Israel at 80 succeeded. Why? Because the desert had broken the part of him that needed to be broken. The desert had taught him patience. The desert had taught him humility. The desert had taught him that the work was mine, not his. If you feel like your hard news has put your real life on pause, you are in the company of Moses. The pause is not the punishment. The pause is the preparation. And what comes out of the pause will be capable of carrying weight that the pre-pause version of you could never have lifted. Let me tell you about Job, my child. A man who loved me. A man who served me faithfully. A man who, in a single afternoon, lost his children, his livestock, his health, his reputation. And he did not understand. He had done nothing to deserve it. He sat in ashes and scraped his sores with broken pottery and asked me why. Job's friends came to him with theology. They tried to explain his suffering with formulas. They tried to make him feel guilty for what was happening. They were wrong. Their explanations were small. Their certainty was actually arrogance. And in the end, I rebuked them and vindicated him. But here is the part you need to hear. After all the loss, after all the questioning, after all the wrestling, I gave back to Job, twice over. I restored him. I doubled his blessings. I gave him more sons, more daughters, more livestock, more years. And Job died old and full of days. The lesson is not that I will always restore exactly what you lost. Sometimes the restoration looks different. Sometimes the gift is not the return of the old, but the arrival of something better. The lesson is that loss is never the final word in my story. There is always a chapter after the loss, and in my hands, the after chapter is always larger. Let me tell you about Mary, my child, a young woman in a small town. A young woman who had imagined her life would unfold the way most young women in her village did. A simple marriage, a quiet home, a normal future. And then I sent an angel and turned her entire life upside down in a single sentence. She had to release her reputation. She had to release the expectations of her community. She had to release the simple, safe future she had pictured. And she said, "Yes." She said, "Let it be unto me according to your word," without knowing how it would end, without knowing how much it would cost, without any guarantee her own family would believe her. The yes of Mary changed the world, but the yes of Mary cost her things she could never recover. The whispers in her village never fully stopped. The journey to Bethlehem on a donkey while pregnant was hard. The escape to Egypt as refugees was hard. Watching her son be misunderstood was hard. Watching her son die on a cross was hard. Mary's whole life was a long, slow surrender, and every step of that surrender opened the door for the salvation of humanity to walk through. Your surrender today, though it may feel small in comparison, is part of that same lineage. Your yes opens doors. Your release matters. Your obedience is never wasted, even when you cannot see what it is unlocking. Let me tell you about David, my child, a young shepherd boy I anointed as king while he was still tending sheep. I had Samuel pour oil on his head in his own father's living room. He was 8 years old, maybe 15, depending on which counting tradition you trust. Either way, he was a boy with a crown of oil and no kingdom. What did I do next? Did I take him straight to the palace? No, I sent him back to the sheep, and then I let his own brothers mock him. And then I let King Saul, the man whose throne he was destined to inherit, try to kill him for years. Years of running, years of caves, years of being hunted by the very man whose seat he was meant to take. David could have given up many times. David could have lost faith that the anointing was real. David could have decided, after the 10th year of hiding, that the oil on his head had been a mistake. But David held the promise even when the circumstance contradicted it. And eventually, the throne came, in its time, in its appointed hour. The anointing on your life is real, my child. The promise I have spoken to you is real. The fact that your current circumstances contradict the promise does not invalidate it. It just means the appointed hour has not yet arrived. The hard news you are hearing today is part of how I bring you from the field to the throne. The release is the path, not the obstacle. Do you see the pattern, my child? Do you see what every story of breakthrough has in common? Every single one required a release. Every single one required a walking away from something familiar. Every single one required trust in the dark. I did not arrange it this way to be cruel. I arranged it this way because that is how growth works. That is how transformation works. That is how souls become large enough to hold what I want to pour into them. Without the release, there is no expansion. Without the loss, there is no inheritance. The world has lied to you about this, my child. The world tells you that loss is failure. The world tells you that endings are punishments. The world tells you that if you were really blessed, you would never lose anything. None of that is true. The most blessed lives in Scripture were lives marked by significant, painful, redirective losses. The blessing was never the absence of loss. The blessing was what I built on the other side of the loss. The blessing was the character that the loss forged. The blessing was the dependence on me that the loss produced. The blessing was the deeper love that the surface love had been blocking. I want to speak directly now to a few different groups of you watching this, because the hard news, while universal in shape, looks specific in your life, and I want you to know I see your specific situation. To the one who is losing a relationship right now, I see you. I see how much you have invested. I see how badly you wanted it to work. I see the love that was real, even though it could not survive what was wrong with the foundation. I'm not asking you to pretend the love did not matter. I'm asking you to release the future that this love cannot deliver. That person you are losing was never going to be the one to bring you home, my child. Not because there was no love, but because they were not equipped for the depth of what you carry. You needed them to grow. They did not. That is not your failure. That is just the truth. And the truth, however painful, is the doorway to freedom. To the one who is losing a career path, I see you. I see the years of work. I see the late nights. I see the sacrifices. I see the dream you built around that title. The thing I am asking you to release is not your ambition. The thing I am asking you to release is the picture, the specific shape of how success was supposed to look. I have not removed your purpose. I have removed a counterfeit version of your purpose, and the real one is closer than you think. The real one will use everything you have learned. None of the work is wasted. It is just being redirected. Trust the redirection. The next door is going to surprise you. To the one who is losing a vision of family, I see you. I see the picture you have held in your heart for years. The wedding, the children, the home, filled with the laughter you used to imagine. My child, The timing is not what you thought. The shape may not be what you thought, but the deep desire of your heart is not wasted. I see that desire. I have not forgotten it. To the one who is losing the version of yourself you used to be, I see you. I see the energy that version had, the optimism, the lightness, the faith that had not yet been tested. You cannot go back to her. You cannot go back to him. But you are not losing the best of that version. The best of that version is being preserved. What is being shed is only what was incomplete. To the one who is losing a friendship that has shaped you for decades, I see you. I see the history. I see the inside jokes. I see the memories that built who you are. The release of this friendship is not the erasing of those memories. The memories stay. The future just changes shape, and what looks like the end of a chapter is actually a graduation. To the one who is losing a season of comfort you knew was not your home, I see you. I see how you stayed because leaving felt too costly. I see how you talked yourself into contentment with a life that was slowly suffocating you. The release of this season is not a punishment for staying too long. It is a rescue from a place I never asked you to call home. To the parent who's losing the version of your child you used to know, I see you. I see how you raised them. I see the prayers you whispered over their crib. I see the dreams you had for who they would become. The child in front of you now is different from the child you imagined, and that grief is real. But the child I am bringing forward is who they were always meant to be. Trust the unfolding. To the one who is losing physical health you used to take for granted, I see you. I see the body that no longer cooperates the way it once did. I see the limitations you never asked for. I see how you mourn the version of yourself who could do things without thinking about pain. My child, your worth was never in what your body could produce. Your worth is in who you are, and who you are is fully intact. To the one who is losing financial security and watching everything you built shrink, I see you. I see the panic that visits at 3 in the morning. I see the math you do over and over, hoping the numbers will change. The release I am asking of you is not the release of your effort. It is the release of your illusion of control. I am still your provider. I have not lost that role. To the one who is losing a parent, I see you. I see the role reversal happening. I see how strange it feels to become the caretaker of the one who used to take care of you. The release I am asking of you here is the release of who your parent used to be, and the gift I am preparing is a depth of love that only comes when one generation tenderly hands the other home to me. To the one who is losing the friendship of a community of faith that no longer feels safe, I see you. I see the pain of feeling rejected by people who claim my name. I see how much harder this loss has been because it has shaken your trust in me as well as in them. My child, the people are not me. Their failures are not my failures. Do not let their wounding keep you from my embrace. I am still here. I want to teach you how to release the thing I have named today. I want to walk you through it gently, step by step, because most people do not know how to release. Most people white-knuckle the release until they collapse from exhaustion. That is not the way. There is a better way. The first step of release is acknowledgement. Just looking at what is leaving and saying its name out loud, even just in your heart. Pretending it is not happening is the longest road. Naming it is the shortcut. So whisper the name of what you are releasing. Tell me, I am listening. The second step of release is gratitude. Yes, gratitude. Before you let it go, thank it. Thank what is leaving for what it gave you. The lessons, the growth, the seasons of joy that were real even though they could not last. Bitterness keeps you tied to what you are losing. Gratitude actually loosens the knot. The third step of release is permission. Give yourself permission to grieve, permission to feel angry, permission to feel confused, permission to not understand the whole picture right now. You do not have to skip the emotions to honor my plan. You can have my plan and still cry about the cost. The fourth step of release is direction. Turn your face toward me instead of toward the thing you are losing. The longer you stare at what is leaving, the harder it is to walk forward. Look at me. Lock your eyes on mine. Let your peripheral vision do the work of grieving while your main focus stays on the road I am opening. The fifth and final step of release is action. A small physical act of letting go. It could be deleting the photo. It could be writing the letter and not sending it. It could be packing the box. It could be making the phone call. It could be saying out loud, I release this, into the air of your own home. The body needs to mark the moment with movement. My beloved child, do not be afraid to do these steps imperfectly. Do not be afraid to fail at the release the first time and have to do it again next week. Releasing is a process. You will revisit it many times before it is fully done. Each time you revisit it, you complete a little more of it. The release is not a single moment. The release is a journey. I want you to also know something else. Releasing what I am asking you to release is not the same as forgetting. You will not lose the memories. You will not lose the lessons. You will not lose the love that was real. What you will lose is the suffering that comes from gripping what cannot stay. The grip is the suffering. The release is the relief. My beloved child, the hard news has been named now. The thing you must release has been brought into the light. And the biblical witnesses have been called to remind you that you walk in a long line of saints who walk this exact road. You are not alone in this. You are in the company of giants. Look at the names I have just walked you through. Abraham, Joseph, Hannah, Ruth, Moses, Job, Mary, David. Every single one of them was asked to release something precious. Every single one of them obeyed in tears and trembling. And every single one of them is now remembered for what came after the release, not for what was lost. Their stories were not preserved in Scripture so you would admire them from a distance. Their stories were preserved so you would recognize the pattern when you stood in the middle of it yourself. You are not reading those stories anymore, my child. You are now living one. The hard news you are hearing today is your own chapter, and the chapter does not end here. In 1,000 years, if someone tells the story of your life, they will not say, "This is the one who lost." They will say, "This is the one who released. This is the one who walked up the mountain. This is the one who said yes when it cost her. This is the one who let go and was given more." That is your story. That is what is being written today. But I am not done with you yet. There is still more I need to show you. In the next part of our conversation, I am going to walk you through the climax. I am going to show you what is being birthed through this release. I am going to show you what is waiting on the other side. I am going to teach you how to release without bitterness. I am going to teach you how to grieve without despair. I am going to show you the breakthrough that has been forming in the unseen realm while you have been struggling with the loss in the seen one. The reframe is coming. The promise is coming. Stay with me, my child. The climb up this mountain is almost at its highest point, and the view from the top is going to be worth every step of the climb. Hold my hand. Keep breathing. Keep listening. The next part is going to shift something permanent in you. My beloved child, you have walked through the hardest part. You have heard the hard news. You have stood under the weight of what I am asking you to release, and you are still here. That alone is a miracle. Do you understand what you just did? You did not run. You did not close this video. You did not numb yourself with another distraction. You stayed with me through the naming of the loss. And in doing so, you have already proven something to your own spirit. You are stronger than you knew. The version of you who could not have survived this conversation has already begun to fade. A stronger one is taking her place. Now I want to take you to the top of the mountain. Now I want to show you the view. Now I want to lift the veil and show you the why. Why this had to happen. Why I had to take what I took. Why the loss is not what it appears to be. Are you ready? Then breathe with me and let me reveal it. The thing I have taken from you was never the prize, my child. Read that again. The thing I have taken from you was never the prize. It was the test. It was the threshold. It was the doorway. The prize was always on the other side of the release. You have been worshiping the doorway and missing the room. I know that sounds harsh, but hear me with love. Every painful loss in your past, when you look back at it now with clarity, you can see this was true. The relationship you mourned in your 20s was not the prize. The version of love you found later, deeper, more whole, that was the prize. The job you cried over losing was not the prize. The career path I led you into afterward was the prize. The pattern has always been this. The thing you grip is the appetizer. The thing I am bringing is the feast. But you cannot taste the feast while your mouth is full of the appetizer. So I have to remove the appetizer, sometimes gently, sometimes urgently. Today, urgently, because the feast is already prepared. The table is already set. The only delay is your willingness to let the smaller thing go. Let me show you what has been forming on the other side of the loss, my child. Let me lift the curtain. While you have been gripping what is leaving, I have been preparing what is coming. And what is coming is bigger than what is leaving. It is not even close. I have been arranging meetings you do not know about. People you have not yet encountered are being positioned in places where your paths will cross. The friendship you will need in the next chapter is already alive somewhere on this earth, breathing, waiting, being prepared. The mentor who will speak the words that change your trajectory is being seasoned right now for the conversation you will have. I have been opening doors that you cannot see from where you stand. There are opportunities being aligned in the unseen realm that will not show up until the right moment. The opportunity, the timing, your readiness, all three have to converge. I am responsible for the alignment of all three. You are responsible only for staying present and obedient. The kind of love I am bringing into your life is not a repeat of the love you have known. It is not even an upgraded version of the same model. It is something new, something you have not yet imagined. Something that will use everything you learned in the previous chapter but go further than you knew love could go. The kind of provision I am bringing is not a return to the financial place you used to occupy. It is a different kind of provision, a different kind of stability, a kind that does not depend on the structures that have failed you in the past. I am building something that cannot be taken away by the same forces that took the last thing. The kind of purpose I am bringing is not the resurrection of the career path you have been chasing. It is the unveiling of the one you were actually designed for. The path you have been on was a copy of someone else's destiny. The path I am opening is yours alone, specifically, personally, made for you before you were born. I have been preparing the city you will live in, the room you will sleep in, the window you will look out of in the mornings, the view that will become familiar enough to feel like home. All of it is being readied, none of it is random. The location was chosen with the same care a craftsman chooses wood for a masterpiece. I have been preparing the conversations that will reshape your worldview, the book you will pick up randomly that will change everything, the podcast you will stumble across at 3 a.m. that will speak directly to a question you did not realize you were asking, the sentence a stranger will say in passing that will lodge in your spirit and stay forever. I have been preparing the resources you will need. The money will come from places you did not expect. The healing will come through means you would not have predicted. The wisdom will come through people whose backgrounds you would not have respected before. I am about to humble you with how I provide, and the humbling will be sweet, not bitter. I have been preparing the laughter you will laugh in the next era, real laughter, the kind that comes from your stomach, the kind that surprises you, the kind that reminds you that joy is still possible. You have not laughed like that in a long time. You will again, soon. To the one who released a relationship today, the grief you feel is real, but hear me. The person I have prepared for you is not just better than what is leaving. The person I have prepared for you will love you in places that the previous love could not even reach. The previous love was the surface, the next love is the deep. The person you are about to meet, or who is already in your life in some form you have not yet recognized, will see the parts of you that nobody else has seen. They will not flinch when you show them your true self. They will not require you to perform for their approval. They will love the tired you, the angry you, the scared you, the broken you. They will love all of you, not just the polished part. And here is what will surprise you, my child. The healing you will experience with this person will be its own form of restoration. The wounds the previous relationship left will be met with such tenderness that you will, over time, feel them dissolve. Not because the new person did the work of healing, but because they created the safety for me to do that healing in you. To the one who released a career path today, the job I am opening for you is not just a different position. It is the position you would have chosen if you had known yourself fully when you first started. It uses your gifts. It honors your rhythms. It pays you in ways that go beyond money. It restores the part of you that the previous work was quietly killing. You will look back at the path you released and say, with deep gratitude, thank you for closing that door. You will not even want to go back. Not because of bitterness toward what was, but because of the joy of what is. The new role will fit you in a way the old one never could. The old one was someone else's tailored suit you tried to wear. The new one is custom. To the one who released a dream today, the dream I am bringing in its place is not less, it is more. The original dream was the small version of what you actually wanted. You did not know to ask for the bigger version because you did not know it existed. I knew it existed, and I have been holding it for you all along, waiting for you to release the smaller picture so I could hand you the larger one. The deepest desire underneath your dream was never the specific shape you imagined. The deepest desire was the feeling you were chasing through that shape. The feeling of being whole, the feeling of being seen, the feeling of being home. I am bringing you the feeling. The exact shape may not match your imagination, but the feeling will be deeper than your imagination ever reached. To the one who released a season today, The season I am bringing is not a duplicate of the past. It is a true new chapter, new rhythms, new friendships, new mornings, a new sense of what your days are for. You will wake up some morning soon and realize you have not thought about the old season in days, and the absence of that thinking will feel like freedom. To the one who released a version of yourself today, the version I am bringing forward is the version your soul has been trying to grow into for years. She is steadier, he is wiser, she knows how to rest, he knows how to receive love. She does not apologize for taking up space. He does not feel guilty for wanting more. This is who you were always becoming. The shedding of the old version was the only path to her arrival. To the one who released a hope for restored health today, the healing I am bringing may not look the way you imagined. It may not be the full restoration of the body you used to have, but there is a different healing coming, a deeper one. The healing of your relationship with your body, the healing of the shame you have been carrying about your limitations. Some of you will receive miraculous physical healing in this new era. I have already authorized it in the unseen realm. For others, the healing will be the gift of peace inside the diagnosis, the gift of meaning inside the limitation, the gift of grace that strengthens you to walk through what cannot be removed. Both are healing, both are mine. To the one who released financial security today, the provision I am bringing is not just the return of what you had, it is a different relationship with provision altogether. You will stop fearing scarcity. You will stop hoarding for a famine that will never come. You will begin to experience the abundance that has always been here, hidden in plain sight. The next era of your finances will be marked by surprising deliveries, by unexpected gifts, by doors opening that have nothing to do with your effort. You will learn to receive without guilt. You will learn to ask without shame. You will learn that I am a father who delights in providing for his children, not a stingy boss who measures every gift. To the one who released a community of faith today, the community I am bringing you into is one where you can finally rest, where you do not have to perform for acceptance, where your questions are welcomed instead of punished, where your wounds are honored instead of dismissed, where your gifts are nurtured instead of weaponized for someone else's agenda. You may find this community in a small group of 3 or 4 people, not in a large institution. That is fine. The size does not matter. The depth matters. You are entering a season where I will reintroduce you to the body of believers in a way that heals the wounds the previous community caused. Trust the rebuilding. To the parent who released the version of your child you used to know, the relationship I am bringing forward with that child is not a return to who they were. It is something deeper, something that respects who they are becoming. You will find a new way to love them that does not require them to fit your picture. And in that new way, you will discover love itself was bigger than you knew. Now, my beloved, I am going to tell you the deepest truth of this entire conversation. The thing that everything else has been building toward. Are you ready to receive it? Sit up a little straighter if you can. Take one more breath. Open your spirit. Because what I am about to say is the heart of the matter. The hard news was not the news. You think you came here today to hear me tell you what you have to let go of. You think the hard news was the loss I named. But that was not actually the news, my child. That was the doorway. The actual news, the real announcement, the message I came here to deliver is this. You are entering a new era of your life. Not a new season, not a new chapter, an era. A season is months. A chapter is years. An era is a decade or more of fundamentally different existence, and you are crossing the threshold today. The hard news was simply the gate. The gate had to be walked through, and walking through a gate always means leaving something behind. But what is on the other side of the gate is not just a slightly different version of the old life, it is a new life altogether. The you who walks out of this video is not the you who walked in. The you who falls asleep tonight will fall asleep in a different era than the one in which you woke up this morning. You will not be able to articulate the shift for days, maybe weeks, but the shift is real, and the shift is permanent. In the era you are leaving, you survived. In the era you are entering, you will thrive. In the era you are leaving, you chased love that did not see you. In the era you are entering, love will pursue you because you have finally learned how to receive it. In the era you are leaving, you proved yourself to people who never had the capacity to recognize what they were looking at. In the era you are entering, you will be known by people whose recognition you will not have to earn. In the era you are leaving, you broke yourself open to fit into spaces too small for you. In the era you are entering, you will inhabit spaces that were custom built around your dimensions. In the era you are leaving, you cried alone in rooms no one entered. In the era you are entering, you will laugh in rooms full of people who actually see you. In the era you are leaving, you carried the unspoken weight of your bloodline. In the era you are entering, you will be the one who broke the pattern that wounded the generations before you, and the generations after you will inherit your liberation. I am going to declare some things over your life right now, my child. Listen with your whole spirit. I declare that the chains your mother could not break are broken in you. I declare that the fears your father could not name are exposed in you and dissolved in you. I declare that the silence your grandmother lived under is broken by your voice. I declare that the door you have been knocking on for years either opens this season or is sealed forever so you can stop wasting your knuckles on it. I declare that the favor you have prayed for is being released over your name in rooms you have never entered. I declare that the right people are being magnetized to you, and the wrong people are being repelled from you, automatically, without your effort. I declare that the years the locusts ate are being restored, not in the exact form you lost, but in a form that is fuller and more whole. I declare that the things you have hidden because you were ashamed of them are about to become testimonies that set others free. I declare that the next decade of your life will not look like the previous decade. I declare that you will laugh more than you cry in the coming season. I declare that you will discover, slowly at first, that you have begun to like yourself again. I declare that you will start to recognize your own reflection again. I declare that you will look back at this video, perhaps in 2 years, perhaps in 5, and say, "This was the day my life changed." I want you to feel the weight of what I just said, my child. The generations after you will inherit your liberation. Do you understand what that means? The release you are making today is not just for you. It is for your children. It is for your grandchildren. It is for the descendants whose names you will never speak. The pattern that has been in your family for generations has been waiting for someone strong enough to break it. Someone willing to face the pain. Someone willing to release what their ancestors could not release. Someone willing to say the prayers their grandmothers were too tired to pray. That someone is you. You are the one. You are the cycle breaker. You are the chosen one your bloodline has been waiting for. Every time you choose release over grip, you are sealing a wound that has been bleeding for generations. Every time you choose surrender over control, you are removing a chain from the legs of the ones who will come after you. The cousins you will never meet. The great-great-grandchildren you will not live to see. The unborn souls who will share your blood. They are watching. They are waiting. They are cheering for you in the unseen realm. The hard news you are walking through today is the rescue of an entire bloodline. Do not minimize what you are doing. There is something else I need to tell you, my child. Something I have been waiting to say until you were strong enough to hear it. The thing you are losing was already lost. Before today. Before this video. Months ago. Maybe years ago. You have been holding the shape of something that had already left. The relationship had already changed before you released it. The job was already not yours before the announcement came. The dream had already been replaced by a deeper one in the unseen realm before your conscious mind let go of the surface picture. What I'm asking you to release today is not the actual thing. The actual thing was already gone. I am asking you to release the echo. You have been mourning an echo, my beloved. You have been having a relationship with a memory dressed up as a future. You have been pouring real energy into an outline of something that no longer has substance. And the pain of that pouring has been the pain of pouring into nothing, the thing already left. Your spirit was the last part of you to admit it. So when I say I am taking it from you today, I am only finalizing what was already true. I am only making official what your spirit has been whispering for months. I am only removing the costume from the ghost. And the relief, when you fully let go, will be immense, because you will realize how much energy you were spending on something that was no longer alive. I want to tell you some specific signs you will see in the coming weeks, my child, so that when they come, you will recognize them as confirmations, not coincidences. The first sign will be a strange peace that descends without explanation. You will be doing something ordinary, washing dishes, walking to your car, sitting at your desk, and a wave of calm will pass through you. That is me sealing today. The second sign will be a phone call or a message from someone you have not heard from in a long time. They will reach out for what seems like a random reason, but the timing will be too precise to be random. That is me confirming the era change through human messengers who do not even know they are being used. The third sign will be a door closing more loudly than you expected. Something you were still half hoping might work out will get definitively closed. Do not panic when this happens. Do not interpret it as bad news. It is me completing the work we started today. The closing is mercy. The closing is alignment. The closing is the way the new era enters. The fourth sign will be a small, unexpected provision. Money you did not earn coming from a source you did not expect. A gift, a refund, a surprise. It will be modest in size but precise in timing. And the timing will be the message. I am still your provider. I have not stopped. The fifth sign will be a dream in the night. A dream that wakes you up and stays with you. A dream that you will not be able to fully explain, but which leaves you feeling held. Do not dismiss that dream when it comes. Write it down. Sit with it. I will be speaking through it. I want to introduce you to the version of yourself who is being born through this release. She is in the room with us right now. He is forming as we speak. The new you is not a future possibility. The new you is a present reality. She is unfolding in real time. He is growing as you breathe. The new you is calmer. The new you trusts me without needing to understand. The new you does not lose her peace when someone else loses theirs. The new you does not need everyone to approve of you in order to feel okay. The new you is rooted. The new you is rested. The new you is held. The new you knows the difference between love and longing. The new you does not chase what is leaving. The new you does not perform for affection. The new you accepts your own enoughness as a given, not as something to be proven over and over to skeptical witnesses. The new you can sit in stillness without panicking. The new you can be alone without being lonely. The new you can hear silence without filling it with noise. The new you understands that being with yourself is being with me, because I have been inside you the whole time. The new you receives without flinching. The new you gives without self-abandoning. The new you loves without losing yourself. The new you grieves without despair. The new you celebrates without guilt. The new you exists as the integration of every painful lesson you have ever learned. None of the pain was wasted. All of it forged the new you. I want to take you forward in time for a moment, my child. Just a brief visit. I want you to imagine yourself 2 years from today. The you who exists then. The you who has lived through the surrender. The you who walked into the new era and found it to be everything I am promising. Picture her. Picture him. She is sitting somewhere quiet. She is breathing easily. The face that has been so tense has softened. The eyes that have looked so tired now have light back in them. He is laughing about something. He is in a room he did not know existed when he watched this video. He is loved in ways the older version of him did not believe he was worthy of. That future version of you is looking back at this exact moment right now, this exact video, and that future version is whispering across time to the present you. Thank you for letting go. Thank you for trusting him. Thank you for not turning back. Thank you for making the decision today that gave me my life. Honor that future you, my child. Make the decision today that gives that future version of you her life. Make the decision today that gives him his joy. Do not let the present pain trick you out of the future peace. The future is real. The future is reachable. The future begins with this single act of release. My child, I want you to feel something for a moment. I want you to feel what I have been feeling about you throughout your entire life, throughout every dark season, throughout every moment you doubted me, throughout every time you wandered off the path. I want you to feel the love I have carried for you. It is not the polite, mild love your imagination has assigned to me. It is not the conditional love you have known from other humans. It is a love that would tear heaven open to reach you. It is a love that came down once in the form of a son to die for you. It is a love that has never wavered, not once, not for a millisecond. I am proud of you. Did you know that? I have not said it enough. I am proud of you. I am proud of how hard you have tried. I am proud of how you kept getting up. I am proud of how you kept whispering my name even when you could not feel me. I am proud of how you stayed soft when the world tried to harden you. I am proud of who you have become through what you have endured. You have been waiting your whole life to hear those words from someone who matters. Some of you have never heard those words from any human being, so hear them from me now. The one who matters most, the one whose opinion will outlast every other voice. I am proud of you. I love you. I would do all of this again to have you. Some of you grew up never hearing your parents say those words. Some of you grew up hearing the opposite. Some of you were called names by the very people who were supposed to bless your identity. The wounds of those words have shaped how you see yourself for decades. Hear me now. Those words were lies. The words I am speaking are the truth. If your father never told you he was proud of you, hear it from your true father today. I am proud of you. If your mother never told you that you were enough, hear it from your true mother today. I am the source of all true mothering. You are enough. You have always been enough. The lie that you are not was the lie that wounded you. I am uprooting it now. You are wanted, my child. You are not an accident. You are not an inconvenience. You are not too much. You are not too little. You are not too quiet. You are not too loud. You are not too sensitive. You are not too anything. You are exactly the way I designed you to be, and I love every detail. I see the way you laugh when nobody is watching. I love that laugh. I see the way you hum to yourself when you are concentrating. I love that hum. I see the way your face softens when you are looking at something beautiful. I love that softness. I see the way you tilt your head when you are listening to someone carefully. I love that tilt. Every small detail of you is loved. My beloved child, the climax of this conversation is now upon us. I have shown you the hard news. I have walked you through the witnesses. I have lifted the veil on what is coming. I have introduced you to the new you. I have told you of my pride and my love. Now the moment of surrender is arriving. Right now, in the unseen realm, there is a sound rising over your life. It is the sound of breakthrough. It is the sound of chains breaking. It is the sound of doors swinging open that have been locked for so long their hinges have grown stiff. Can you hear it with your spirit? Even if your ears cannot detect it, your spirit knows. The angels around you have already lifted their hands in celebration. They have been waiting for this moment with you for years. They have watched you struggle. They have watched you doubt. They have watched you slowly walk toward this exact decision. And now they are anticipating the yes that is forming in your heart, the yes that finalizes what I have been doing. Heaven itself is leaning forward right now, my child. The cloud of witnesses is silent in a holy expectation. The ancestors who prayed for you are holding their breath. The descendants who will inherit your obedience are gathered, waiting. All of creation is paused for this one moment of your life, because what happens next ripples forward and backward through time. Do not minimize this moment, my beloved. Do not let your mind tell you this is just a video. Do not let your mind reduce what is happening to a piece of content you watched on an ordinary afternoon. This is a sacred meeting. This is a covenant moment. This is the kind of encounter that, in another era, would have happened in a temple, with priests and incense and torn veils. Today it is happening through a screen, but the weight is the same. Surrender is not weakness, my child. Surrender is the most courageous act a human can perform. To say, with full awareness, I do not know what is on the other side, but I trust the one who is leading me is the highest form of strength. The world calls it weakness because the world does not understand, but heaven calls it victory. In the final part of our conversation, I am going to walk you through the surrender prayer. I am going to give you the words. I am going to hold your hand as we speak them, and in that surrender, the entire shape of your life will shift. Doors will open in the unseen realm that have been closed for years. The new era will officially begin. But before we go there, sit with what I have shown you in this part. Let it land. Let the reframe settle into your bones. Let the truth that this is happening for you, not to you, become the foundation under your feet. Let the picture of the new era hover in front of your inner eye until you can feel its texture. You are at the top of the mountain now, my child. The view is real. The promise is real. The new era is real. Take one more breath up here with me before we walk down into the surrender. Take in how far you have come. Take in how much your spirit has shifted in the last few minutes of this video. You are already different. You are already changed. Hold my hand. Keep breathing. Keep listening. The final stretch is coming, and it is going to be the most beautiful part. My beloved child, you have arrived at the holiest part of our conversation. The mountain has been climbed. The view has been seen. The pattern has been recognized. And now, the moment of surrender stands in front of you like an open door. Do you feel it? Do you feel the air in the room you are in shift slightly? Do you feel the weight of these last few minutes pressing into your chest? Do you feel the angels in this space leaning close, waiting for the words I am about to invite you to speak? Heaven is silent in expectation. The whole moment is suspended on what you choose next. You have permission to take your time. You do not have to rush the surrender, but also know this. The longer you wait, the heavier the holding becomes. The thing in your hand has been growing more painful by the hour, and what I am about to invite you into is the laying down, the releasing, the trusting fall. I am going to give you words now, my child, a simple prayer, not long, not complicated, a handful of sentences that will mark the official transition from the old era to the new one. You do not have to feel everything when you say them. The feeling will follow the obedience. Just say the words, and mean them as best you can. Before we speak the words, I want you to do a few small things to prepare your body, because the body matters in surrender. The body is the temple where this conversation is happening. Treat it gently. If you can, put both feet flat on the floor. If you cannot, simply notice the support beneath your body. Let your spine soften. Let your shoulders drop 1 more inch. Unclench your jaw if it is still tight. Let your hands rest open, palms up if possible. This open palm posture is the body saying yes before the mouth even speaks. Take 3 slow breaths with me, not quick, slow, in through the nose. Hold for 1 second at the top, out through the mouth, slowly, like you are exhaling a small fire, once, twice, 3 times. Feel how the room around you has become quieter. Feel how your inner noise has begun to settle. Now, in this state of soft openness, speak the words after me. You can speak them out loud if you are alone. You can speak them in a whisper if others are near. You can speak them silently in your heart if speaking aloud feels too vulnerable. The form does not matter. The agreement matters. Say with me, my child. Father, I release into your hands what you have been asking me to release. I do not know everything. I do not understand everything, but I trust that you do. I trust that you are not cruel. I trust that you are not careless. I trust that what you take because you love me. I let go of the person, the dream, the season, the version of myself that you have named as finished. I do not pretend I am not grieving. I bring you my grief. I bring you my confusion. I bring you my fear of what comes next. I bring all of it. I lay it at your feet. I open my hands. I open my heart. I open my future. I receive what you are bringing. I do not need to see it all at once. I trust that you will reveal it as I walk. I step out of the old era. I step into the new one. I say yes to the version of myself you are forming. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. Some of you spoke those words and felt something shift immediately. Some of you spoke them and felt nothing. Both responses are valid. The shift is not measured by the intensity of the feeling. The shift is measured by the alignment of your will. If you spoke the words and meant them, even imperfectly, the alignment happened. The feeling will come in its own time. For some of you, the words did not come. The mouth would not move. The throat closed. The resistance was too strong. My child, that is okay. I am not done with you. The fact that the prayer did not come yet does not mean you have failed. It means the season of preparation is not yet complete. Stay with me. Come back to this video tomorrow. Try again then. For those who could not speak the full prayer, let me give you a smaller one. Just 1 sentence. You can say this much. Just 1 sentence. Father, I am willing to be made willing. Say that. That is enough for today. I am willing to be made willing. That single sentence cracks the door open, and once the door is cracked, I can do the rest. It is done, my child. Do you feel that? Something just shifted, something just sealed, something just clicked into a position that is not going to unclick. The prayer you just spoke moved heaven and earth. Even if your emotions have not caught up yet, the spiritual transaction is complete. The old era closed the moment you spoke the words. The new era opened the moment you opened your hands. The chain that has been around your spirit for years dissolved the moment your yes left your lips. You will not feel the full effect of this immediately. The effects will roll out in waves over the coming weeks and months, but the foundation has been laid. Right now, in the unseen realm, your name is being announced. Your release is being celebrated. The angels who have been waiting for this moment are blowing trumpets in their own language. The cloud of witnesses is on its feet. The ancestors are weeping with joy. The descendants are smiling. Something just happened in eternity that will echo through your bloodline for generations. I want you to take that in for a moment, my beloved. Do not skip past it. Do not minimize it. You did something today that few people are willing to do. You said yes to me when it cost you. You released what was familiar when releasing felt impossible. You trusted me with your future when you could not see the shape of what was coming. That is faith. That is real, costly, beautiful faith. Now let me speak some blessings over you, my child, because every covenant moment in Scripture was sealed with a blessing, and what just happened between us was a covenant moment. Receive these words. Let them sink into the deepest parts of you. Do not deflect them. Do not feel unworthy of them. They are yours. I bless your going out and your coming in. I bless the work of your hands. I bless the words that come out of your mouth. I bless the people who will be drawn to you in this new era, and bless the people who will be repelled away from you for your protection. I bless the dreams you will dream tonight, and the dreams you will have in the years to come. I bless your physical body. May it carry you well into the next era. May it cooperate with your spirit. May it heal where it needs to heal. May it strengthen where it needs to strengthen. May it tell the truth about what it needs, and may you listen when it speaks. I bless your mind. May your thoughts become softer. May the harsh voice that has been narrating your inner life quiet down. May new neural pathways form, pathways of self-compassion, pathways of curiosity, pathways of openness. May the trauma loops of the past begin to dissolve in the new era. I bless your heart. May it slowly learn to trust again. May it slowly open in the right directions. May it close to the right things. May it remember how to feel joy without immediately bracing for the next loss. May joy become familiar to it again. May rest become normal. I bless your spirit. May you grow in your awareness of my presence. May you recognize my voice more clearly. May the discernment that has been forming in you sharpen into a precise instrument. May you walk in such alignment with my spirit that the right next steps feel obvious. Let me tell you what the next 7 days will look like, my child, so you know what to expect, so the small signs do not slip past you unnoticed. In the first 24 hours after this video, you may feel emotionally tender. Small things may make you cry. A song, a memory, a kind word from someone. That tenderness is the spiritual residue of what just happened. Honor it. Do not try to harden yourself prematurely. Let the softness do its work. In the next 2 to 3 days, you may feel a strange clarity. Decisions that have been confusing you for months may suddenly seem obvious. You will know what to say no to. You will know what to say yes to. You will know which messages to answer and which ones to leave alone. The clarity is a gift. Use it. By the end of the first week, you will probably encounter what I call the test moment. The old era will send one last invitation back to itself. A phone call, a memory, a temptation to revisit something I asked you to release. When that moment comes, do not be alarmed. It is normal. It is the old pattern checking to see if you really meant it. Hold the line. When the test comes, simply whisper, "No, I have moved." That is all. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to justify your release. You do not need to argue with the old pattern. You simply have to refuse to engage. I have moved. 3 words. They will protect you in that moment. Beyond the first week, expect a slow unfolding, small confirmations, tiny doors opening, subtle shifts in the quality of your days. Nothing will be dramatic at first. The dramatic will come later. The first month is the integration, the settling, the slow rooting of your spirit in the new soil. My child, before we close this conversation, I want to invite you into one more sacred act. Just one, something small, something that will mark today as different from yesterday. If you are still listening, gently close your eyes if you can. If you cannot close your eyes, simply soften them. Now, put your hand on your heart. Feel its rhythm. Feel it beating. Feel that it has been beating faithfully under your ribs for every second of this video, every second of your life, every second of the years you thought I had forgotten you. That heart is mine. I knit it together in your mother's womb. I have been counting its beats since before you were born, and it will keep beating for every step of the new era ahead of you. As long as it beats, I am with you. When it eventually stops, I will be the first face you see. There is no scenario in which you are alone. Whisper one word right now, just one. The word is Amen. Say it, out loud if you can, quietly if you must. Just say it, Amen. That single word, in the original language, means so be it. It is not a passive word. It is the strongest form of agreement a human can offer. When you say Amen, you are sealing what has been spoken. You are putting your signature on the covenant. You are agreeing with me in the spirit realm. If you have made it this far in this conversation, my child, I want to ask you to do something, a small thing, but not an unimportant thing. Go down to the comments below this video. Take a moment. and type one word, the word Amen. That is all. Why am I asking this? Because the act of putting the agreement into the visible world matters. The spiritual transaction is real, but the human soul also needs witnesses. The human soul also needs to mark the day in the physical realm. Typing that single word is the body's way of saying, this happened. This is not just a video I watched. This was a moment. You can add to it if you want. You can write more. You can name what you released. You can share where you are. You can describe what you felt, but you do not have to. The single word is enough. Amen. So be it. It is done. I will see every single comment, my child. I see them in a way that has nothing to do with the algorithm. I see them with my eyes. And when you type that word, I will note it. I will mark you. I will hold the moment. I want to ask you for one more thing, my beloved. Are you willing? I want to ask you to share this video with 3 people, 3 souls, who are quietly carrying what you have been carrying. 3 friends who are also waiting to hear what they were too afraid to hear from anyone else. I will name them if you let me. I will bring 3 faces to your mind right now if you ask. Pause for a moment. Ask me to show you. Who needs this message? Who has been quietly crying alone? Who has been holding on to something that has been suffocating them? Who needs the hard news delivered in love? I trust your hand to send it. I do not need fancy marketing. I do not need viral mechanics. I need 3 obedient hands, yours, sending this to 3 of mine who need it. That is how I move messages through the world. 1 soul at a time. 1 forward at a time. 1 sacred forward at a time. And here is the beautiful thing, my child. When you send this video to those 3 souls, you are not just sharing content. You are activating ministry. You are partnering with me in a small piece of someone else's deliverance. The act of sending is its own kind of intercession. You are praying for them through the share button. You may not see the impact of that forward. The 3 people you send it to may never tell you what happened when they watched it. They may watch it in private. They may cry where you cannot see. But the seed will be planted. The conversation will start in their spirit. And in eternity, when all the stories are told, you will discover that your simple forward was the beginning of 3 rescues. Do not underestimate the small acts of obedience, my child. The world celebrates big platforms. I celebrate small, faithful sendings. The widow with her 2 coins was more honored in my eyes than the rich men with their public offerings. You are that widow. Your forward is the 2 coins. And what I will do with it is more than your imagination can hold. One more thing, my child. The last small thing I will ask of you today. If this video has marked you, if this conversation has shifted something, if you want to keep receiving the words I will be speaking through this channel in the coming weeks, subscribe, turn on the bell, stay connected. I am not done speaking to you. There will be more. There will be more truth, more comfort, more confrontation when needed, more invitations. The next era of your life will not be silent. I will be talking to you regularly, and one of the ways I will reach you will be through messages like this one. Stay where I can find you. When you subscribe, you are not just subscribing to a channel. You are saying, Father, I want to keep hearing from you. Keep the door open. Keep sending me what I need. Keep using this format to speak to me. That is what the subscribe is. That is what the bell is. Treat it as part of the ritual of this moment. My beloved child, our time together in this video is coming to a close. I do not want it to feel rushed, so let me take one more long breath with you before we part. Breathe with me. One more time. In through the nose, out through the mouth. There. The exhale carries everything that no longer belongs to you out of your body. I want you to picture something as we close. I want you to picture yourself stepping out of a long, dark hallway. The hallway represented the season you have been in. The walls were tight. The air was stale. The lights flickered. The walking was hard. Picture yourself stepping out of that hallway and into a wide open field. The field is bright. The grass is soft under your feet. The wind is gentle on your face. The sun is warm but not hot. There are trees in the distance. There are flowers nearby. There are no walls. There is nothing to bump into. The space is vast, and the air is fresh in a way the hallway never was. I am standing in that field, waiting for you. My arms are open. I am smiling. I have been holding this moment for you since before the foundations of the world, and now you have arrived. The new era is the field. The hallway is behind you. The door has closed behind you and locked itself. You do not need to look back. Walk forward, my child, just one step at a time. You do not have to know where the field leads. You do not have to map the whole thing today. Just take the first step, and then the second, and then the third. I will guide each step. I will pace it for you. I will not let you wander somewhere you should not go. In the field, you will eventually meet others who walk their own hallways. You will recognize each other by a kind of softness in the eyes, a particular gentleness in the way they hold themselves. These are the people who have been through their own surrender. These are your real tribe. You will know them. They will know you. You will not need to perform in the field. The grass does not require performance. The trees do not ask you to prove yourself. The sun shines on you, not because you earned it, but because that is what the sun does. The field is the place where you finally learn to be loved without having to do anything to deserve it. That alone is worth every step of the hallway. The field is also where I will speak to you more clearly than before. The hallway was so loud with your own struggle that my voice was hard to hear. The field is quieter. The wind itself carries my whispers. Pay attention. The next era will be marked by an easier, clearer communication between us. You will know what I am saying. You will know it more often. To the one who is still scared, I see you. The peace I just sealed you with does not eliminate fear overnight. The fear will visit again, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. When it visits, do not panic. Do not interpret its arrival as evidence that nothing changed. The fear is just a habit. The new era is the truth. The habits will fade as the truth becomes more familiar. To the one who is wondering if all of this was real, I see you. The doubt will come. The mind will try to reduce what just happened to a video. The mind will try to tell you that you are gullible. The mind will try to talk you back into the old era. Do not let it. The moment was real. The shift was real. The covenant is real. Trust your spirit over your skeptical mind in the coming days. To the one who is still crying, I see you. Keep crying. The tears are good. Let them finish their work. Crying is not weakness. Crying is the soul cleaning house. Your soul has needed this house cleaning for years. Do not rush it. The tears will stop when they are ready, and what will remain is a clarity you have not felt in a long time. To the one who is feeling unexpectedly numb, I see you. Some of you are not crying. You are not even feeling much. You are just sitting in a strange quiet. That is also normal. That is also the work. The numbness is not the absence of transformation. The numbness is your nervous system catching up to what just happened. Be patient with the numbness. The feelings will come in waves over the coming weeks. To the one who is ready to receive what is next, I see you. Some of you are already feeling the first stirrings of expectation. You are already beginning to wonder what tomorrow holds. You are already feeling a small electric current in your chest about the future. Honor that feeling. It is real. It is the first vibration of the new era. The new era has begun. To the one who is alone in this moment with no one to share this experience with, I see you. Some of you watched this whole video without a single person beside you. No spouse, no friend, no family member. Just you and the screen. My child, you are not actually alone. The aloneness is a perception, not a reality. I have been the company you have not been able to see. I am still in this room with you. To the one who is watching this in the middle of the night because sleep would not come, I see you. The fact that you are watching this at 3 or 4 in the morning is not random. I orchestrated the timing. Insomnia tonight was actually divine appointment in disguise. You needed to be sitting with me alone, in the quiet, without distractions. That is why you could not sleep. To the one who is watching this at work, secretly, between tasks, I see you. The fact that you found a way to listen to this in the middle of an ordinary workday is its own kind of obedience. The fact that you stole moments away from your regular routine to hear my voice is a small act of devotion. I noticed. I marked it. It counts. To the one who is watching this multiple times because the first time was too much to absorb, I see you. There is no rule that says you have to receive everything in one viewing. Come back as many times as you need. The covenant deepens with each return. The Spirit speaks in layers. You will hear different things on different viewings. Trust the process. I want to leave you with a blessing, my child. The kind of blessing the priests of old spoke over their people before sending them out from the temple. The kind of blessing that is meant to follow you out of this video and into the rest of your day, your week, your life. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. I bless you with the peace that surpasses all understanding. I bless you with the courage to walk through doors that look frightening. I bless you with the wisdom to recognize the difference between fear and discernment. I bless you with the strength to release again every time the holding tries to return. I bless you with friendships that nourish you. I bless you with rest that actually restores you. I bless you with food that satisfies your body. I bless you with laughter that surprises you. I bless you with mornings that feel hopeful. I bless you with evenings that feel safe. I bless you with nights that hold real deep sleep. I bless you with the encounter you did not know you needed. I bless you with the chance meeting that turns into a turning point. I bless you with the kind word from a stranger that lands deeper than you expected. I bless you with the small mercies that confirm I am with you in the ordinary moments of the new era. I bless you with miracles, my child, the big ones and the small ones, the dramatic ones you will tell people about for years, and the quiet ones only you and I will know. I bless you with my presence all the days of your life, until the day you come home to me, and I welcome you with the words, I bless your future relationships. May you give and receive love without losing yourself. May you trust the right people quickly and the wrong people not at all. May you find the kind of friendships that feel like coming home. May you find the kind of romantic love that does not ask you to shrink. I bless your work. May what you do with your hands and your mind matter. May the contribution you make to the world feel meaningful, even on the days when no one else recognizes it. May the labor of your life flow from joy rather than from fear. May you find rhythms that sustain you for the long haul. I bless your home. May the place you live become a sanctuary. May the walls feel like a hug rather than a cage. May the rooms hold prayers as well as ordinary moments. May the light through the windows always feel like a small reminder of my care. May you sleep deeply and wake peacefully under that roof. I bless your finances. May provision flow to you in ways that surprise you. May the math always work out, even when it should not. May generosity feel easy in the new era. May the fear of scarcity quietly dissolve. May money become a tool for blessing instead of a source of worry. I bless your future self, the version of you 20 years from now. May she be wiser without being bitter. May he be softer without being broken. May the integration of every chapter, including this one, produce a person who blesses the world simply by being alive. I bless your descendants, the children, the grandchildren, the bloodline that follows you. May they inherit the freedom you are stepping into today. May the patterns you broke stay broken. May the new patterns you establish hold for generations. May the prayers you pray over them be answered for centuries to come. My beloved, this is the end of our conversation today, but it is the beginning of everything else. The end of the video is not the end of what I am doing in you. It is only the first chapter of the new era. Tomorrow will keep building what today began. The day after that will keep building, and in time, you will look back at this exact moment and recognize it as the turning point. Do not delete this video. Do not lose it. Save it somewhere you can return to it. There will be days in the coming weeks when you will need to come back here. When the old era tries to pull you backward, you will need to remember what was sealed today. Watch this again on those days. Hear my voice again. Re-anchor. I want you to do one more small thing for me, my child. After this video ends, do not immediately reach for your phone. Do not immediately scroll. Sit for just 60 seconds in silence. Let the words I have spoken to you settle. Let your nervous system register the shift. Let your spirit anchor what just happened. 60 seconds is not long, but 60 seconds of stillness right after a covenant moment is worth more than 60 days of fragmented prayer in a noisy life. Give me the 60 seconds. Let them be the first 60 seconds of the new era. Let them be your way of saying, I honor what just happened. And if, in those 60 seconds, you feel a tear come, let it come. If you feel a sigh, let it sigh. If you feel an unexpected smile, let it spread. Whatever your body and spirit need to do in those 60 seconds is welcome. There is no wrong way to be present after a meeting with me. You are loved, my child. You are seen. You are held. You are forgiven. You are wanted. You are chosen. You are sealed. You are walking into the new era with all of heaven cheering you forward. The hard news was the doorway. The new era is the room. You have already walked through. You are already inside. Look up. The light in this room is real. The space is yours. The future is opening 1 inch at a time, and each inch is a gift I have been holding for you since the beginning. I want my final words to you in this video to land in the deepest part of you, so receive them slowly, receive them carefully. Receive them as if they are food for the part of you that has been starving for a long time. You are mine. You have always been mine. You will always be mine. Nothing that happened today changed that. Nothing that has ever happened to you changed that. Nothing that ever will happen can change that. You are mine. Through every season, through every doubt, through every triumph, through every fall, you are mine. Even in the new era, when things finally feel easier, when the seasons of breakthrough begin to arrive, when the laughter returns and the rest deepens, you are still mine. The mineness is not contingent on the season. The mineness is the constant. The seasons rotate around it. The mineness never moves. When you forget who you are in some future moment, come back to those two words. You are mine. Speak them over yourself when the lies return. Speak them when the doubt sneaks back in. Speak them when the old identity tries to climb back into the seat. You are mine. They are the truest sentence anyone could ever say about you. I am so proud of you for what you did today. I will see you in the next video. Go in peace.